Alright, let's talk about this deck. Specifically, I want to address a comment I just saw in chat about the mana base. This is Wyatt Darby's list from the SCG Open, the top 8 card for card. Someone commented that the mana count seems low for the number of 4 and 5 drops in this deck. Something you need to realize that you need to take into account when you're building mana bases in Magic is that when your deck draws cards for small amounts of mana, or in the case of Thought Erasure, surveils, the amount of lands that you need in your deck goes down. So this deck, in addition to having 24 lands, has 8 effects for just 2 mana that add consistency and allow us to see more cards in the early game to allow us to play less lands and still hit our land drops consistently. So we're going to go ahead and dive into some games here. This is just card for card, their top 8 list from the Open. Let's see how it goes. ETA on Gates list, about an hour and a half. You got a Seraph for 4 Thief? That doesn't seem unreasonable. I'm a big fan of Thief of Sanity in this format. It seems reasonable. What state am I in? I'm in a state of confusion pretty consistently. So, would love to find a 3-drop or a 2-drop to play next turn, ideally. Basic Mountain, Basic Mountain. I'm going to keep the Lyra here. No, I don't think Blue-Black Pirates has any meaningful additions from the new set, which makes sense because there aren't blue or black cards in this set. Well, I kind of don't care about any of these cards, right? Is it Siege Gang or the Immortal? I think I take the Immortal Sun. I feel like I'm hopefully going to kill them before any of those are relevant, but like, Immortal Sun's like the most annoying. Yeah, the Elite Guard 2s are the height of the Dragon Shield sleeves, what Dragon Shield sleeves were previously. Wow, sweet, sweet, God bless. How poor it is against Lava Coil. I think not playing Seraph because you expect Lava Coil to be in the format is really silly. If you look at this deck list, I want you to look at this deck list and think about the number of things that die to Lava Coil in this deck list. Are you going to cut Hostage Taker because it dies to Lava Coil? Are you going to cut Thief of Sanity because it dies to Lava Coil? Are you going to cut Deputy of Detention because it dies to Lava Coil? This deck is beating cards like Lava Coil by overwhelming the number of things that need to be killed by Lava Coil. This deck isn't saying, like, yeah, this deck has a bunch of cards that die to it, but we have a bunch of cards that you have to answer or you're going to lose the game. This card is very good, even in a format with Lava Coil. Yeah, you don't... If this was the only card in our deck that died to Lava Coil, I would say, yeah, you're right, this card sucks, we're not turning on Lava Coil. But Lava Coil is on for this deck just because of how it's built. I'm not blocking here because I don't want them to Shivan Fire and kill this. Alright, so I get to Hostage Taker, take the Seeker Squire, and then next turn, I actually get to Hostage Taker, take the Chain Whirler, clear their tokens. What's going on, Magic Sausage Cat? I appreciate the 8 months. Welcome back. I'm gonna bin that, actually. Yeah, like the casual 20-point swing in the air. This feels like a fitting game after someone came in and told me that they cut the Lyras from the main deck. Have a little gosh darn respect for the aggro decks, chat. Have a little respect for the aggro decks in the format. Hey, Rag, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Todd Stevens is a creep, and you'll be removed from my channel for supporting him. If you want to support creeps on your own time, that's fine. But you want to come in, don't come in my channel and do that. You'll be removed. What you do on your own time behind closed doors is none of my business. Don't come in my house and tell me that, though. How do I want to sideboard here? I don't really have any sweepers. Maybe Disdainful Stroke is fine, because they have, like, Siege Gang commanders and other stuff like that. Google it. The answer to your question is Google. I'm not getting into the here's and why's now. Look it up. I think there's a lot of people who just don't know, and I would encourage you to look it up and be informed of who you're supporting by watching their content. Just gonna do this. You're not a fan of the Deputy Thief Dovin Hostage Taker package? I don't know, actually, like, I wasn't a huge fan of this card in general when I looked at the thing, but the fact that we have so many other must-answer threats in this deck, I think raises its stock a bit. Bad Whammer Jammer, thank you very much with the brand new Tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Not looking for any more lands here, right? Nothing to deputies. Let's go ahead and just discovery. I think this is, do I want both of these? I feel like I keep both of these or I keep neither of them, right? Like, I'm playing a tapped land this turn. I guess I could go hero. Yeah, I guess I'm going to keep both of them and go hero, hero next turn. And then, like, start playing my cards after. Yeah, I think I keep both, right? And then, like, play both on 4. I wonder if I'm supposed to board this card out in the face of Chain Whirler. I wonder if this means they have another one. This looks like the Jim Davis red-black, or Jund deck. Like, this card dies to Shivan Fire, too. And, like, the fact that Chain Whirler just shuts it down seems like it makes it a little bit mediocre. I guess that's fair. We do rebuild pretty quickly. And hey, look! Would you look at that? Lava Coil just found a target. So now we'll play another Lava Coil target. The fact that they burned a Lava Coil on our other card is great for us. Ick. Yeah, Gate Deck's a lot of fun. Hey, Nib, thanks for the 350. That's actually a great idea. That's actually a great idea. Hey, Fierce, thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Do I play any video games outside of card games? No, none right now, really. I played a little bit of Overwatch in the past, but it's been a hot second since we did that. Christy and I really haven't had time to play since we moved. And we're still, like, trying to, like, get the old house sorted so we can, like, actually sell it and not be on 2 mortgages. How well do its perks function without Hero of Precinct One? I actually think this deck's actually a great example of a well-built hero deck, in my opinion. Like, what this deck is doing, like, all of the cards in this deck are, like, individually powerful without hero, which makes it good. It's rare that I catch the right pronunciation, Fierce. Yeah, Immortal Sun is super powerful. Worth noting, Deputy of Detention is really strong here. I guess I should be getting my animation value here and making this vigilant. Hey, Chris Alfie, thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome. I appreciate you shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. And that was a great example of why Seraph is just fine against Lava Coil, right? Like, we have so many things that they need to be Lava Coiling that we eventually just power through, right? Yeah, we just have way more targets than coils. Well, thanks for helping me continue to make the content. Helping to stick around. Is this deck on Stream Decker? Yep. As soon as we're playing something on stream, it's on Stream Decker. I did fight. It was just truly sweet. I'd assume making the deck less clunky involves pulling the mana curve down. And I think one of the easy ways to do that is, like, cutting a 4-drop for another Thief of Sanity. Thief of Sanity is great. Thief of Sanity is real good. Land. Let's take a look at what they're doing and try and hit our 3rd land for next turn to mortify this search. Okay. Got muted with the brand new Prime support. That's likely to happen on this channel more than others. Thanks for keeping me around. How much longer am I going to be on for today? Probably another, yeah, let's say at least an hour. Probably 2 or 3. If we stay above 3,000 people, I'm going to do one more deck after this. Because y'all are great. I think iconic top decking moments are just that. They're part of Magic, right? Just part of the game. Not gonna attack here because I would like to not activate the Warden, or would I? I guess if they warrant me this turn, they're not drawing 2 cards, which sounds good for me, right? I think they'd rather do 2. Get that right on out of there. Yeah, another 2-drop might be good. I don't think there's any good ones, though. It'd have to be like Tithe Taker or something like that. That really doesn't fit well. Now, I think I want to prioritize getting the Search for Azcanto off the table this turn, Mr. Lifeguard. I think that's pretty important. They have, like, so many bad cards in their hand between Chemist's Insight and extra lands that, like, the discard isn't meaningful from the Bell-Haunt, and the Search for Azcanto flipping in the long term is very dangerous for us. Definitely game-winning. I think that sounds like a lot of 4-mana spells. Do I just, like, play Deputy of Detention here? Now I'm gonna play Hostage Taker as a naked threat. I think Tithe Taker's probably better than Seeker Squire in this deck in general. Tithe Taker's pretty good. Tom SK, thank you for the brand new tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. I'd assume with four main deck Bell-Haunt, your mono red matchup probably really good.
I look forward to seeing your mistakes seek to innovate.
Yeah, I know Hostage Taker is mandatory. If my Hostage Taker would have resolved, I would have taken Hero off the battlefield, which would have given me insulation against the Sweeper. I think it's different from Black-White Angels. This deck's attacking at a little bit different axis. Not everything in Magic is like strictly better, strictly worse comparisons. In fact, in good Magic formats, a lot of times it's just a little bit different, it's true.
This tech gimmick is worth it.
I don't know. That deck's fine. It's playing, and again, like, this is the best way to, like, brew, especially early in a format, is this deck is just playing a bunch of reasonable Magic cards. The card quality that's present in this deck is very good. The pound for pound, what every card you're playing is worth, is reasonably high, which is a good place to be early in the format, because it means even if your answers aren't lining up well, your threats are just good. Alright, so is Tef free-tucking Dovin here?
If you show remorse, I'll show restraint.
No, if they let me untap with this Dovin, I'm gonna ult him. What? Did they have to go somewhere, or do they, like... I'm confused. What do we think of this? Maybe do I want Contempt in my deck? I probably want Contempt. This seems fine. This is in fact why it's list from the open. What do we think of this board plan? Counter spells, discard, waste interact with planeswalkers. I think maybe the Contempts aren't good and Deputy of Detention's better. In general, how do you determine if you want 2 or 3 of a card? You decide how often you want to draw that. I think I'd rather have Deputy for tagging things like Azcantas and Planeswalkers. The problem is, like, while Mortify is nice for killing Azcanta, there's going to be a lot of games. There's going to be a lot of games where, like, we draw Mortify and they don't draw Azcanta. We just have, like, this dead removal spell in our hand that's super awkward. These might be the most addictive snacks that I've ever had. Just like sit here and the entire bag disappears if I'm not careful. This stream is in no way sponsored or endorsed by Snyder's of Hanover cheese-filled pretzel sandwiches, but Snyder's, if you're out there, it certainly could be. Let's talk. Listen, chat. Pretzels are healthier than potato chips, right? Okay? Pretzels are much healthier than potato chips. Has If X is out there, let's talk, ever resulted in a sponsor reaching out? I've gotten some free stuff before. What was it? The frozen foods company, Sweet Earth. I plugged their burritos on stream one time, and they sent me a bunch of coupons for free stuff, which was wonderful. That's really all I want, Chet. All I want is free stuff. I'm a simple man. Right, exactly. Isn't that all everybody wants? Is just a little bit of free stuff. How do you feel about Bell-Haunt? I think Bell-Haunt's very reasonable. Sweet, and the fact that they burn Vraska's Contempt there makes the Seraph of the Scales much better now. My deck has like 23 dual lands in it. Bell-Haunt seems fine. Yeah, Sweet Earth is tasty. They're definitely like my top pick for frozen foods. As a millennial who doesn't cook often for himself and subsists on frozen meals, Sweet Earth are high quality frozen stuff. Giving this vigilance is important since I have the extra mana anyways because it plays around Seal Away. What do you think about Dovin? Dovin's been fine. Fine is my summary of it. I think about Biogenic Ooze. I think it's worse than Krasis and Vivian in the mid-range mirror, but if you want more bombs past Krasis and Vivian, it's fine as like your third mid-range bomb. It is also an animation bonus, that's true. Gosh, that's a tilt. I was trying to hold the Thief of Sanity till after they sweep the board, and we just got punched in the throat. She's exceeded expectations, Isha. It's a real win-win situation, really. She gets a new kitchen. We all get delicious food. Huh. Kinda surprised to see Ritual and not Kaya's Wrath here. That's a good question. I kept the land in my hand because there's a non-zero chance my opponent could have something, oh, they don't have second white. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. No double white makes sense. They can't cast it. Why didn't they cast the other spell? Because they can't. Good call. I'm holding the land in case they have some kind of discard effect, like a Disinformation Campaign or an Eldest Reborn, and I want to hold a spell alongside it. What's going on, Nemesis? Yep, yeah, we're riding that front page high, and Savitz has apparently become a Dota 2 streamer, and Nox is done for the day already, so we've got a good viewer count, so we're running a little bit late. Alright, I like a little bit of carnage. I'm sure he'll be back to Magic. There's a lot of people who stream varieties, right? Like he did some Artifact, he's did Hearthstone in the past, he's done a lot of other things. There's nothing wrong with streamers playing other games, for the record. I'm just saying that part of the reason why I have so many viewers today is because other people who normally stream Magic to lots of people aren't streaming. Like, I appreciate all y'all being here. I know many of you would be here regardless, but I'm also aware of the fact that, like, you know, there's people here that are extra because other large people aren't on. So I played the extra land out there, finally, because I didn't want to get quenched in case they were playing that. Thanks, Super Sheep. Jeff played... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, anybody who's... Savit strikes me as someone who's fairly competitive from watching his streams, and, like, competitive best of one is just... I think it's miserable. And I know other people don't feel that way and great, enjoy it, but when people are really hyper-competitive, like, best of 3 allows you to reduce a lot of variance that Magic has. Alright, let's attack for 2 here. I think I'm down-kicking card... to be the Bell-Haunt? No, there's no reason to make rank just best of 3. When you play Overwatch, who do you main? In Overwatch, I generally play characters that aren't required to aim. So I play like Winston and Mercy and Brigette, Reinhardt. I'm too old, Chad. I can't aim in first-person shooters anymore. Gate Lich sounds like the final villain of a D&D campaign. It does, doesn't it? I agree. Magic, the thing that makes Magic such a great game, that makes it, being in your 30s is not old. I am 28, thank you very much, and I am very old. Don't you tell me how to feel. Don't you tell me what I'm supposed to feel. I'll feel what I want to feel. The double spell Karn pluses feel like cheating. They're so good. Yeah, exactly. Whenever my age comes up and there's 2 people and they're like, you're not 28. I've been an angry 40-year-old man for going on like a decade now. He's old at heart. Yeah, exactly. Did you draw a white source or are you dead? I mean, they don't have a second white. They're kind of struggling here against my board here. Yeah, they missed a land drop. They don't have another white for this Kaya's Wrath. Yeah, we don't say old at heart. We say old soul. Alright, got there. Kinda want to add a 4th Thief of Sanity. I really love that card. Can I do that? Can I add a 4th Thief of Sanity? I feel like I want to do that and like cut a spell that costs 4 or 5 here. Do you cut a Seraph? I really love Seraph. Seraph is like really good. I think I like cutting a Hostage Taker. I think I like cutting a Hostage Taker. Now I respect the red deck too much to cut a Bell-Haunt. Yeah, I'm gonna trim Hostage Taker. I think that's fine. All I really want to do in this format is like curve Thought Erasure into Thief of Sanity. It feels real good. Yeah. I added an extra copy of Thief of Sanity because I love that card. That card just like takes games and runs it down across the finish line. Gosh, the Seraph Lyra curve just like isn't fair against these aggro decks. Yes, please. It is Nublet. That is the person we're referring to. So I think I actually just Deputy of Detention their token here, so that way if they have a removal spell, they don't get anything back. Because when a token gets exiled, it just goes away. And I'm like, this is just like moat in this matchup, right? They just can't attack. If they want to spend all 3 mana getting this back and replaying it, that's a win for us, so go ahead. There's no Depose Deploy in this deck. Oh, that's kind of a beating. Losing it to Fanatical Firebrand's a big deal. Gosh, who's ready to lifelink, chat? I am ready to lifelink. I am not going to block here because I don't want to lose this to a shock or something like that because I want Lyra to let her connect. Punished. Yeah. Oh, remember when people wanted to cut the Bell-Haunts? Who remembers when people wanted to cut the Bell-Haunts? It's just some good, clean living. The old, let me put this creature into play you can never attack through, gain 3 life, and take a card out of your hand. Next question, please. Alright, let's clean up here. Yeah, this card's really sweet for sure. Oh, that's totes adorbs. I got a flying creature too. Hi, friendo. Angels versus demons. This season on Supernatural. Alright, we get an untapped land here. We get to go like Deputy plus Mortify. Ding, ding, ding. Is this even fair? This doesn't feel particularly fair. This doesn't feel particularly fair. Does that make Lyra Dean asking the real questions? So this is a Thief of Sanity out matchup if I had to venture a guess. Bring in the bits of spot removal that gain life. Seems fine, seems fine. Hey, now that most content is arena, is the time. It is, I think, commonplace username. I'm going to be redoing a few of the emotes. We actually just hit a 37th emote slot over the weekend. We were close, and I gifted out some subs so we could run across the finish line. So we have one new emote slot, and then I'm going to replace a couple of the old ones, I think. I need to talk to an artist. You didn't bring in Consume. Maybe Consume's fine. I don't know. It only gains like 2 to 3 usually. Maybe that's still okay. I think Dovin's good against the aggressive decks, because in the aggressive matchups, you can just down-tick Dovin 3 times and, like, gain 3 and make 3 1/1s. Hey, Delrethis, thank you very much for the 6-month resub. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Yeah, the event ticket burning has outlived its shelf life. There's probably a couple other ones in there. One of the ones, the buckle up emote. I like the buckle up emote and what it does, but it definitely needs to get redone. I'm gonna take the lava coil here, and then next turn we can mortify this demon. Hey, Maglag Spike. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Little Brittle. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. There's a lot of people you can give those to every month. Thanks for keeping me employed here with them. Yeah, if they play this third Firebrand and attack for 3, this Deputy's gonna be backbreaking. That's true. I didn't think we were gonna get another any mode slot. Thought we were for sure not having that happen. Yikes. Well. Yoink. What are other good ones? Yoink. Gasm emote. There's a few good ideas. Redo, buckle up. A brick emote. Temple of Tilt, yes. Temple of Tilt is a good one. I think I'm okay with this exchange. I think them trading all 3 Firebrands to get their demon back here is, like, worthwhile. I think the connotations of Hail Hydra are probably not good ones to have on the stream, if you know the history of what that's behind. We might get to Dispersal them at some point. I think I want both of these cards, right? Actually, I can't cast this one yet, right? I'm gonna take the Deputy, though. Oh, Bezo Bucks is a good one. That could be like our Twitch Prime sub. Like, other people have, like, a Twitch Prime emote. Having Bezo Bucks as an emote sounds fantastic. That just sounds like good clean living. Oh, we have a Buy Friends emote. That is one we have. I don't know that Pocket Sand is gonna translate well. You gotta remember the ideas have to translate well in like a 28 pixel by 28 pixel thing. Alright. And for my next trick, Don't cut the Lyras, chat. Don't cut the Lyras. Don't cut the Lyras. So, the Hydra part of Marvel Comics has to do with the Nazis. Is where that comes from. That's where it draws inspiration and heritage from. If you follow the stories in there. We have a timeout emote. This is the timeout emote. Where is it? Someone just posted it. The old dunce cap. Man, that's a really nice enchantment. It'd be a shame if something were to happen with it. Yeah, this deck's really sweet. Like the way it's put together a lot. It's just like I said, it's just like playing quality cards, right? This is just like all of your cards are individually powerful. Not looking for a swamp. We'll take Watery Grave. No, we never play limit on this channel. Always constructed. So we played a mid-range Esper deck before Ironclad. It was Esper Control specifically that I wasn't a fan of. And this deck feels very reasonable, just like it did last time we played it. Enter motivational speech here. Unlucky, thank you for the 6-month resub. Welcome back. Some of your constructed decks are limited in disguise. It's funny because it's true. I think I want to just get Thief of Sanity going. Oh, I guess that's true. If I would have played Dovin here in Plus, I could alt Dovin next turn. Maybe that's better. That might be better. 20 Thunder, thank you for the 13-month resub. Welcome back. When against mid-range, do the Gates deck feel like Tron? Because that's what it feels like when I play it. It does. It's basically standard Tron. Yeah, freelance. Ain't that the truth? What do you think performs better? I have no idea. I have not spent a significant amount of time playing either. I think there's probably a good chance that both Bant and Esper are both very reasonable in different ways. One of the things that makes the standard format great is there's a lot of variety in what can see play. You got banned for that? That's funny. Well, at least him and his mods know that he's a scumlord.
You know what? I'm not done yet.
Are we done here? I think we could be done here. Alright, they cast one more Nexus and I'm gonna concede.
Hold that thought.
Yeah, without Azcanter, there's a chance they break, but if they don't break here, I'm gonna be done. Yeah. Let's move along. The Rakdos spawn deck was really bad. It was super clunky. This deck's got a lot of good tools for this matchup. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the better ones for this deck. Got a lot of discard spells, a way to take stuff off the table. Seraph's probably a little bit slow here as well. Yeah, sideboards. Sideboards are really good in this matchup. Do you have any experience beating Hydroid Graces with Esper control? No, I'd assume control decks are really bad against the Graces decks. I think that's pretty narrow extras. All the good Nexus players are gonna have a good sideboard plan for Unmoored Ego. Land Destruction did make an appearance and it felt pretty lackluster. Both Riot, Afterlife, and Mortify really give the Land Destruction deck a hard time. It's just really difficult to bring in a bunch of removal spells in this matchup for Planeswalkers they might never draw. Yeah, everything always goes up on the YouTube channel. After I get done streaming, it'll all get uploading and formatting. Hopefully we hit the land naturally next turn so we can jam Thief. We haven't played enough matches with this deck to draw reasonable conclusions about anything. What software do I use for editing? I don't really do any video editing. Putting my videos on YouTube is just using the video producer that Twitch has built in. I set timestamps as I go, and then I cut them up by deck and hit export. We don't let people. I missed that one. Almost missed a video of someone making a bad, well, things that are never welcome in my channel. Slippery slope arguments and whataboutisms. Get out of here. They're intellectually dishonest and lazy. One of those two things. Never do those things. Anybody doing either of those two things is not interacting with you in an honest manner. What's going on, Frank Peanuts? Welcome. We're gonna run in a little bit late tonight. Got a great audience, so we're hanging out. Yep. Well, I don't get Nexus this turn. They did Shock, however, so they have 6 mana at end step. What is a slippery slope argument? A slippery slope argument is when someone says something like, well, this sets the precedent of X that lets this other thing that's mostly completely unrelated possibly happen in the future. And they try and use that as an argument for stunting any sort of forward progress that would be for the better. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and mortify this here. Can you make an example? Yeah, a good example is you can't ban hate speech because then it's gonna let the government ban any type of speech that they want. Because you could define hate speech to mean whatever you want it to mean. It's like, no, hate speech is like pretty clearly defined.
Let's skip to the good part.
That's another good one. Slippery slope argument. If we allow gay people to get married, people get married to dogs and horses. Like, no, those things aren't related at all, silly. That's just stupid. Don't say that. Alright. This deck's really awkward against Settle the Wreckage because there's only one basic in it, right? If we unban Stoneforge Mystic, we might as well unban everything. Yep, that's actually an argument that happens in Magic all the time, right? People are like, well, if you want to unban Pod, Splinter Twin, and Stoneforge, why have a ban list at all? It's like, well, you see...
Time for a break.
My favorite part is when people come into my Twitch chat and tell me I'm wrong and don't cite a source. They get quickly banned. I'm wrong all the time, ask my wife. But if you want to come into my space and tell me I'm wrong, you better have the facts to back yourself up. This isn't Donald Trump's Twitter account. You can't just post whatever you want and have zero repercussions for it, okay? Again, sir, thank you for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. How is Nexus considered fun for some people to play? Some people really like playing combo decks. There's nothing wrong with enjoying combo decks. You don't have to enjoy them, but there are plenty of people in Magic who enjoy playing combo. Thanks, Chesses. All right. Well, apparently our opponent just mulliganed to 4 and then conceded the match. Sometimes Magic gets the better of you. Hey, Dalbert, thanks for doling out some sub gifties. I appreciate that. I like Dovin. I think Dovin's really sweet. Dovin falls in this middle ground where, like, he's good against aggro because down-ticking, making Thopters, gaining life is reasonable. And he's good against control because eventually he generates card advantage, right? He's probably not good enough to jam 4 in a deck like this, but having a couple because he triggers hero, like, the hero Dovin curve is very good. So, I was really down on Deputy of Detention in my initial evaluation of the set, but I think this deck does a really good example of leveraging Deputy in a place where other decks can't. Will do, Dauber. because this deck has so many Thief of Sanities and Hero, and almost every creature in this deck is a lightning rod, basically. So because Deputy of Detentions is fragile, isn't really a reason to not play it, because this deck has so many creatures you could classify as fragile that eventually some of them are going to stick around, because decks don't have that much removal in them on average. How many games do you say we swung because of Dovin's incidental life gain? A non-zero amount. I don't think we've swung any today, but in other decks where we played him, I've been very impressed. Yes, he's also, that's a good one to point out too. Deputy is very good against Hydroid Krasis, which has become a format staple, right? Like, this card exiles Hydroid Krasis, and then if you kill the Deputy, the Krasis comes back in as a 0/0 and dies. So this permanently gets rid of that. So, people have talked about Seraph of the Scales and not loving this card. The green-black matchup is actually a place where Seraph of the Scales is very good. And the reason for that is because if they play Vivian and shoot Seraph, you get 2 flyers left over that then... Oh, they're playing Elves, not green-black. Okay, they're playing Jund Elves. Interesting. I think I need to Thought Erasure them here. Yep, and then I'm gonna go ahead. Well, that's staying right there. Yep, sweet. This is a good example of Deputy being nice and flexible. Still taking modern decks. Can I use my past tier 3 for one? But I found one that sounds fun. We actually do have a Vanafear deck in the queue. So if you'd like to use that to bump that up, that'd be welcome. If you have another one you'd like to submit, you could submit it through the forum as well. That is an option. Well, I mean, this is... I guess Hostage Shaker could take this too. Deputy takes multiple things off the table, and Deputy also takes things like Planeswalkers and enchantments that Hostage Shaker cannot take. Yeah, Deputy hits anything and hits everything with the same name. Ooh, that's really scary. Because that's gonna let them kill these. Oh wait, Lyra actually helps here, right? Because Lyra gets to first strike this down. That's good. So this makes everything block it, but Lyra will first strike this down before they kill my deputies. I don't think so, Burn Pod, but I also haven't played games. That's true too. Hostage Shaker isn't optional. You can take your own cards. Why is Deputy better than something like Excellent Binary Conclave? Yeah, because the body is relevant. It blocks in the small creature matchups. Past that, it's also a multicolored card for triggering our hero. I'm gonna make a note to restart the client because we're coming up on the 9-hour mark, which means it's gonna start distorting the audio here soon. Moment of Craving and Cast Down sounds real good here. The flying creatures seem good. Dovin's probably a little bit medium here. We don't really need the card advantage, and the small amounts of health gain aren't great. Let's go ahead and do that. My biggest takeaway from this weekend's paper event was that my assessment that Nexus of Fate is very beatable in best of 3 seems to be holding true, and that there's a lot of good decks that you can play in this format. Seems pretty reasonable. I guess maybe I should mulligan a hand that doesn't have a removal spell, but I also like don't have that many removal spells in my deck. Getting Arena up and running on Linux, it's super easy. It's literally install Wine Staging, install Arena using Wine. It's not like Magic Online where there's a lot of hoops to jump through. Deputy of Detention is excellent here. I need a 4th land after that though. You can use Lutrus as well. Fantastic. I wouldn't ban any cards from the standard format. It's great. There's a nightmare in the closed beta. Yeah, I never played Arena before it hit. I never played Arena before it went into open beta, so I can't account to that. But since it's been in open beta, it's always been super easy. Actually, that's not true. I played it once in closed beta because I did a sponsored thing through the Twitch dashboard, and it worked fine. You don't need .NET stuff to make Arena work. I assume the red splash is for Rhythm, but we've not seen it. I'm dumb. They're attacking me for 8. I should have. I was playing on autopilot. I should have dug for a cast down or a Deputy of Detention with the Discovery. Oh, Dispersal would have let us live too. That's true. We could have Dispersal to live. That's a good point. Yeah, I always forget that card has a back half, and then we had a 5th mana there. Yeah, totally should have just Dispersal. I guess Dispersal actually left me dead, right? I'd have to chump block the 6/6 to give them the Beast Whisperer back. I think I was supposed to just dig for a Deputy of Detention is what should have happened. Or Mortify. I think this hand is good. It's really slow, but if I hit an untap land on 2, it's just gonna like be very powerful. How much longer with this deck? Yeah, probably one more match after this. I think Domri is worse than Vivian in most places that you want that style of effect. That's what it comes down to. Their hand is also an awkward mess of check lands. Yeah, 30 creatures or more. Potentially more. I'm gonna bin that. I've got my lands already. Let's just, like, ship it. Guild Gate. I thought we were done playing the Gates deck, right? Little did we know. Alright, well that'll be good to clean up some of these dorks. I guess I just Seraph of the Scale so I can, like, trade with this in combat or fly over the top. It seems fine. The biggest problem with Domri is that generally when you're playing a Planeswalker, is you want that Planeswalker to generate card advantage for you every turn, and Domri doesn't generate card advantage every turn. He generates card advantage sporadically, which means he ends up being worse for that type of slot than Vivian ends up being a lot of the time. And I definitely think Domri can supplement Vivian if you want, like, 4 or 5 Planeswalkers in a green deck, but I don't think you want to play it instead of. I'm gonna go ahead and do this and then give this Vigilance an attack here, I think. Yeah, 4-color Gates was really awesome this morning. I think that's probably going to be my deck of the day. Oop. Almost made an oopsie poopsie. Wizards is not going to be reprinting fetch lands into Standard. I would expect that to not be a thing that happens. Correct, yeah. Vivian also impacts the board as relevant removal, which Domri fails to do a lot of the time. Completely agree. Yeah, you can find all my deck lists on my website here, or on my Stream Decker page here. Look at that. I assume we're going to see them attack with these 4/4s now. Who is at my door? Is that a Declan Scott? The tiny monsters are home, chat. You know we've run late when the tiny monsters are home. They've arrived. Alright, so let's just send these boys to detention. Mortify the poison tip archer smash. Ooh. I believe we've gone wider than the elf deck. These sponsors are great. Buy their stuff.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Declan.
There was a mail on the porch.
There what? There was mail on the porch.
There was, but I got it.
You got it for me? What's in the mail? This is.
Let's open it.
It says it's for your mom.
Let's open it.
Oh, I should open it?
Yeah, my mom.
What do you think?
Hey, what's it? What is it? Daddy?
It's something. Oh, it's USB cords because your brother broke my USB cords. All right, take these. You want to say hi to the internet real quick?
Hi, Internet.
Okay, take those up to mom and close that door behind you, please. Thank you, buddy. All right, let's play one more. He didn't close my door, believe it or not. That's my youngest. For those of you that aren't familiar with myself, I have 2 boys. Declan is 3.5 and Jake is almost 5. Gee, gosh, Jake's gonna be 5 in like 2 weeks. They're so old, chat. They're so old. This hand's great. Evolving Wilds. This is about red-white land destruction meme. I restart the client while the ad pages were up. That's why they were up for a second. Narco Boy, thank you very much for the 3-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Do I plan to send them to college? I don't know if they want to go. That's like a long time from now. Yikes! That's unfortunate. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and Thought Erasure here, so hopefully this Thief of Sanity can stick around. Woof. Well, that's a bag of crap no matter how I slice it, huh? Hey, Rycat, thanks for the tip, I appreciate it. The money is for Jake to have an extra present from Twitch chat. Thanks for the support. Do I just take the Discovery and hope they brick for a second? I'm gonna take the Discovery and hope they brick for a second. They're like missing a color too. I'm gonna keep Dovin, he generates card advantage. What a tilt. What a tilt. Alright, Dovin down ticket is.
Your loss will either be a tragedy or comedy of errors.
I think it's fine. I think we're fine. Why do they mock me? Why am I mocked so? I would also like to donate towards the Twitch chat present fund. Thank you for the biddies, Full Metal. Deputy. You get exiled, and you get exiled. Heard I'm getting a present. What's going on, Frenzy Mage? Thanks for the 13 months. No blocks. Wonder if we're gonna see them. We're gonna see them journey here and then play the Platecrafter. Woof. So they get to flip journey and Platecrafter me every turn now. We're probably dead here, huh? Thank you, Jesserl. Jesserl. Crazy Cat Man, thanks for shipping your Prime this way again this month. I appreciate it. Welcome back. How's this deck feeling so far? Pretty reasonable. Got just like all good cards in it, right? Yeah, we're pretty dead. Pretty dead. I don't think so, Shadowless. They already have had a crafter in the bin, right, Cat? Yeah, we took the Discovery, and then like the rest of their hand just like panned out real well. Consecrate Consume seems good. We can exile the thing from their graveyard that's giving us a hard time. Maybe Vraska's Contempt is fine. You cannot cast lands. You can only play lands. So you cannot take lands with Thief of Sanity and then play them. It's not illegal play, in fact. Bell-Haunt's actually probably pretty bad here, huh? It's a little bit expensive and like the body's not fantastic. Let's give this a try. Sounds like the Declan is in trouble. That's about the norm. Looking forward to the office over the summer when we build out my office in the room next door. It's going to be soundproof. Haven't been able to watch the last month, but I have some money anyways. Thanks for the 13 months, DJ. Hope life's treating you well. Hopefully you get to experience Standard at some point soon. New Standard format's really great. I think I want a Dovin down tick here. Since they have a 2-1. Like the 1-1 trades here profitably. If they have a removal spell for this, they get to kill Dovin, but... Oh, I guess this is... Okay, fair. We had someone cut in Esper midrange for the day, or swap out. Swap out's a better term. I'm gonna go ahead and just mortify their enchantment now, so that way... I can't kill their thing in response here. Yeah, Bell-Haunt's good against aggro, and, like, she's reasonable against control, right? Because, like, when you Bell-Haunt, against control, you still, like, get a 3-4 and take a card out of their hand, which is decent. Yikes. Hey, Fullzith, thank you for the 2-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Have a good night, QS. Spells, please. Favorite YouTuber by far, Spartan Thin. Finally caught a live one with my screwed up schedule. Well, thanks for the bits, Chaos. Hope you're having a good one. We're pretty dead here, right? A little bit awkward one. Let's try and play one more. I like to end decks on a high note usually, so let's try one more here. 2242. Thank you for the Prime support. For tripping here. $8 this way this month. I appreciate it. Why were you in trouble? I heard Mom tell you to leave him alone. What'd you do?
I don't know.
You don't know? Nope. Not at all.
I need to find out.
What do you need to tell me?
I
Oh, you want me to come upstairs? Dad's gotta work for a little bit. Can you bring the bowl upstairs to Mom for me? What do you need?
need.
You need to eat down here? I don't know if I have anything you want to eat down here.
Stew. Crackers.
Alright, pick your favorite.
Chocolate milk.
You want chocolate milk? The chocolate milk's upstairs, dude.
But mine's not that good maker.
Mommy's not that. Mommy knows how to make chocolate milk just fine.
Mommy!
Well, they took my discovery like we did last time, and he does like the Neo bars. God, he keeps leaving my door open and it's cold outside of my office. Alright, we're gonna lock the door this time around. Yikes. I wanted to end on a high note, Magic Arena. Not a missed land drop. Alright. That's what he says. There's a lot of basic schwamps, opponent.
I will fight for my friends. I'll make use of that later.
Oh, I have another card. Yeah. I would just concede, but like they duress me and sell my hands. Like I'm not really saving any information by conceding, right? And like my hand's full of good spells. Like if they flood a little bit and I hit a land, we could maybe be okay here.
Are you certain of your decision?
They have blue cards in their deck. Okay, interesting. So they're like blue-black control that's missing a color. Alright, what are you working with? Wow, yeah, actually, factually, just straight up blue-black control. I don't think we're winning from here. Just go ahead and move on. But I put the Shuffler Truthers right up there with Flat Earthers. Y'all are wild. I'd really recommend, if you think there's something wrong with the Shuffler in Magic Arena, I would highly encourage you to go go watch some basic statistics videos or take a free online class. You will be a better Magic player for it. Variant sucks, it's frustrating, but trust me when I tell you that there's nothing wrong with the Shuffler. It's a-okay, I promise. The Shuffler is flat, the world is broken. This is probably a card matchup, huh? Deputy of Detention is probably a pretty big liability here. Bring in Eldest Reborn. The opening hand algorithm difference is only in best of 1, not in best of 3. And it's really not doing anything that complicated. It just draws 2 hands and gives you the one that's closer to your statistical average in terms of lands. Yeah, a lot of people think random means uniformly distributed, which sounds extra silly when you say it, but it's how a lot of people seem to treat things. Alright, that's a 3rd land. This Thief of Sanity is gonna get Moment of Grieving, but I basically just need to curve out here, right? Just like Thief into Bell-Haunt into Eldest is my ideal curve. All the Shuffler Works demonstrations were faked. Exactly. Alright, well, if we hit a land next turn, we get to Bell-Haunt and then make a token, which insulates us against the Eldest Reborn, which would be nice. What do you think is a good exercise for evaluating opening hands / mulligans besides playing a lot with the deck and having a high land count? I'm not sure what you mean, Marion. Like, how do you know when to mulligan versus when to keep, is what you're asking? Can we donate to have you explain statistics using Magic as stats as 90 minutes for our deck? Negative. That is not an option. Alright, you have successfully taken my token away from me. How will I survive? I'm gonna hold this in hand because I would like to have it to discard their Eldest Reborn next turn. Yeah, rank best of 3 should be sweet. I don't know, I don't really care about the ranking so much. Like, I don't really need a number next to my name, but if rank could potentially give me more meaningful matches of Magic on Arena on average, I'm all for it. Validate me. What problem do the Bant Nexus decks have that playing Mirari Conjecture fixes for them? The fact they're playing blue-black makes Bell-Haunt extra good here too, because like their only sweeper is Ritual of Soot, right? Which Bell-Haunt just gets to ignore. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep. I think I'm pretty happy with how we're configured here. Seems fine. Is it correct to board in Bloodfast against our deck as opponent? I think it depends on our draw. So, like, in this matchup, we're definitely the aggressor against them, I think. But there's going to be games that go long, and Bloodfast is very, very good in games that go long. Sand's fine. Not amazing, but fine. In general, you don't want to mulligan aggressively against decks that play Thought Erasure. Because if you, like, mulligan a hand that's functional and to try and find better spells, they're just going to, like, Thought Erasure you and take your better spells away. Pretty solid curve here. Just 0 into Thief. Demand 2 answers right off the bat, or we get to run away with the game. If they have Ritual Assault, it is going to be good against the hand that we have here. But if they don't have Ritual or Cry, we should be in a very good spot to win this game from here on out. You could maybe make the argument that I should hold up Negate here, but looks like they're digging for black mana. Duress, sure. Alright, well, no longer have the option to hold up Negate, so I guess I'll just do this into this and attack for 2. We're gonna get, like, Cried or Ritualed here and feel real bad, but I think I definitely want to make them have it. If they don't have it, the downside is they lose the game, so. Disinformation Campaign is very good for us here. I'm going to go ahead and ban this extra hero because it's a little bit individually weak. And I'm going to play Discovery, looking for a discard spell here. Although, I'm going to go ahead and attack them first because we could find the discard spell or counter spell off of their deck. Just looking for a counter spell or a discard spell. I'm going to go ahead and shock this in for the sake of posturing. My health total is not likely to matter, and like representing a counter spell here is good. Might make them think twice about how they sequence. There's a Seraph. We're definitely not in a great spot here. But it could be worse. Could always be worse, right? We hit an untapped land here. We get to jam Eldest Reborn, which is nice. Get the Seraph back eventually. Perfect. Pretty unlikely to play around to have Spell Pierce out of the opponent's deck. What's going on, Big Mama? I guess it is technically Spring Semester, isn't it? Thunk thunk. The nice thing about this card hanging out over here is, like, he's a card that's, like, castable, but he's not in our actual hand, right? So he's safe from discard. Like this silly Disinformation Campaign. So if I play Dovin next turn, do I want to down-tick him or do I want to up-tick him right away? If I up-tick him, he's going to go to 6, which means he doesn't ult, so I think I should down-tick him first. It's probably the play. Touch that one. Rude. That's fine. Joke's on you. I didn't like my cards anyways. So they'll discard a card from Eldest Reborn. We'll play Karnan Plus. Thanks for the Planeswalker. Second White Source isn't terrible.
Honey, can I come in?
Sorry, I need the Fabulous 5.
You need the Fabulous. Sorry for the roar.
This will aid us.
1,
That's a pretty good one to hit there. Declan activated his Riot. Yep. Riot's not a trigger, it's a replacement effect. So long spirit tokens. I'm gonna hold on to this land in my hand so I have something to discard to this disinformation campaign. We're gonna play out this one. I'm gonna down tick Karn and get a backup Karn just in case they find a way to deal with this that I can't answer. What is it replacing? It's replacing entering the battlefield normally.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
It's replacing doing nothing as it enters play, which is kind of confusing, I guess. Very haunting. Deal. They're gonna have to discard that anyway, so might as well gain 2. Pretty far ahead at this point.
Nothing is ever.
You cannot respond to Riot. Right? Once a creature resolves, it has the counter or it has haste. You can respond to the spell in the stack, but once you say, yeah, that creature comes into play, you can't, like, lightning strike it before it gets the 1/1 counter or something like that. This is not a trigger. They Moment of Craving, because Bell-Haunt makes them discard a card, so they were going to have to discard the Moment. We are ahead in most of the meaningful metrics.
A curious choice.
Oh, card. Charge. He's dead, Jim. Hey, Steel of 4, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. Thanks for supporting mine this month with that. Yeah, Karn is like navigating the ship through the flood here. He just like doesn't care. He's like, yo dog, I got this. Correct. Tecatli Honor Guard has no text versus Riot.
The choices we make reveal.
Does not impact in the slightest. This is one card off of Wyatt Darby's deck list, yes. That command is so great. God bless Niv and the idea for that command. What is the one card? We added a 4th Thief of Sanity. I saw a lot of disappointed hovering over Tecatli on day 1 of the expansion because of that. Yeah, like Tecatli, if you're not super familiar with Magic, feels like it should stop Riot, right? So the one change we made from Derby's list was we went up a Thief of Sanity, cutting a Hostage Taker, which I think makes sense. Like, if you look at this deck, it's got a lot of beef kind of at the top end. I almost feel like I might want some more spot removal in the 75, not necessarily in the main deck, but just to board in. But maybe it's fine. We do have like 4 deputies and 4 Mortify, so I guess that's like 8-ish pieces of spot removal. Overall, I think this deck is very reasonable. Hey, 101, thanks for the 5-month resub, welcome back. Because not only are, like, the individual cards we playing pretty reasonable, but, like, when we put them into the mix with Hero, they go from, like, reasonable to excellent when they're, like, also making tokens in addition to everything else. One thing that I would have to wonder, and this is something that would come with experience from playing the deck, is I wonder if Tecatli Honor Guard's worth playing, but I guess Tecatli shuts off this card and this card, so it probably isn't, right? I think Dovin's very reasonable in this deck. Dovin is excellent against aggro, just because, like, he down ticks and gives you 3 life while making 3 Thopters, and, like, he's reasonable against control, especially on curve after a hero, because he makes a bunch of pressure and then eventually draws a bunch of cards, which is great. Especially when you're playing against control post-board, he, like, gets to dig into counter spells. It seems very, very reasonable. I think this is the best Thief of Sanity deck you played in the standard? Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty big fan of the blue-black Pirates deck we played last season too still, and we're gonna get back to that at some point. Alright, what are we doing? We're gonna play one more deck today. We're gonna play some Gate Lane.